Welcome back to House Rules. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Jeremy.
Well, our co-hosts are traveling, and it's Memorial Day coming up. So that got us thinking about our top 5 travel games.
Yep.
So we picked these 5 based on the size of the box, how compact it is, the amount of pieces are in the game, so nothing gets lost, and games that fit well in backpacks, games that you could play on a picnic table, hotels, maybe on an airplane.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get to it.
So the first game that we decided to choose is a game called Land and Sea. It's actually fairly new to us, but it's a tile laying game. It's for 2 players, designed specifically more for 2 players, but there's a variant in there for 3 and 4 players. But you lay tiles down. You take turns laying tiles down. And each of these tiles will have little bits of land on it, little bits of ocean or water tile piece on it. And you have to line them up so that all the sides match. And there's certain rules for how you have to lay them down other than that. And when a complete land section or complete water section is completed, that section will score. And the land person will get whatever land portions are connected fully, and the sea person will get all of the water tiles that have been, or sections that have been completed, no matter who finished completing the section of land or sea. There's a couple other little like dots or little symbols on it that will score for the person who completed it. And the cool thing about this one is there's also a couple little variants just to kind of mix up the game. There's some caravan pictures on the little tiles.
There's mountains and coral reefs for the land and the sea regions.
Right. So, your first couple games, you just kind of play basic, completing the land, completing the sea, score points. Once you understand kind of what you're doing, they add waypoint things and, excuse me, different little scoring things. So it doesn't take up too terribly much room. It's a quick, fun, easy game to play. It's quick and easy to pick up too, so it doesn't take long to learn. But yeah, it'll fit great anywhere you're going. Just a bunch of tiles, and the cool thing is the scoring board is inside the box, so it's designed that way. So really good use of the box there. So our first, I guess, no particular order, like we said, but the first game, that's Land and Sea.
The second game on our list is Cartographers by Thunderworks Games. It's a roll and write game.
Flipping right, rolling right.
A flipping right.
Yeah.
And the goal is that you are a cartographer for the king and queen of the palace, and you're going to set out to draw the best map of the kingdom.
Right.
There are different cards that you set out, and so you have different goals.
The decrees.
The decrees, yes. So different decrees will score each season.
Right.
There are seasons?
Yep, there's seasons.
So.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. We play with actually colored pencils, but the different cards, there's forest, farm, water, and these different decree cards will give you certain ways that those different land areas will score when they're drawn on your little map. So the cool thing about Cartographers is you can kind of play it, 1 player up to 100 players. They kind of have like a print and play thing that you can do. But yeah, it's real compact. It's a small sheet of paper. It's a double-sided map that you can draw on, so the other one kind of gives its own challenges. But Cartographers, you can get really creative. Everybody's map ends up being different because everybody starts in different places on their map. Everybody draws. It's got a cool mechanic where sometimes monsters are in the deck, and you have to give it to your person on your right or your left, and then they get to draw in a spot and you lose points for all the different sides that are open. So
I love that part because you could be really nice and draw the monsters in a convenient location, or you can kind of stick it to your opponents and put the monsters right in the middle, so they have to draw around.
Yeah, they have to go out of their way to draw around it. So that's a good one. Okay, so the third game that we kind of picked out, Sushi Go. It's very small. It's from Gamewright Games. It's a little card drafting game. Plays from 2 to 6 players. So we just played this the other day. I don't know why I don't know this, but but everybody gets the same or gets a hand of cards. Depending on the number of players, will give you the varied amount of cards that you'll have in your starting hand. You're going to draw one, put it face down, pass your cards. Everybody flips at the same time, and then the different cards will score you different points in different ways. There's Maki rolls, so you just count the number of Maki roll icons on your cards, and whoever has the most scores points on that one. Tempura and sashimi cards, you want to collect sets. So then you have the chopsticks. They don't score you points, but they allow you to take 2 cards out of a hand at one point and put the chopsticks back and kind of mess with the next person that is going to get that hand. Give it to them at the end. No points. But Sushi Go is great. The art is kind of cute on it. All the little, the nigiri with the wasabi, they have little faces on them.
It's adorable.
The Maki roll, it looks like it has little braces on it that we noticed this last time, so that's pretty funny. It plays over 3 rounds. You pass to one side, pass to the other direction, then pass back to the original way again. Nice, easy, quick game. Easy scoring. So, Sushi Go by Gamewright Games. It's a must-have. All right, what's our next one?
Our next game is Bohnanza by Rio Grande Games. And that game has been around for a while.
Yeah, they just did a
reboot?
A reprint or it comes with a board. Ours didn't come with a board.
So the goal of Bohnanza is to plant bean fields, and you want to plant the beans in a set of beans. You plant the same beans in the same field, so they'll grow. Mm-hmm. The more beans that you have, the more points you'll score. You kind of harvest your fields, and that's how you get coins. And
which are the victory points, yeah.
The victory points. It plays a couple rounds. You run through the deck a couple times.
Right.
And then when that's done, the game is done, and whoever has the most points wins.
Yeah, that one had the cool mechanic of, like, you can't change where the card is at in your hands. You just, like, however it's dealt out, that's how your cards have to be played. First and then second, or just one. And then every time you draw a card later, it goes in the back of your hand, and you have to play it that way. So the cool wheeling and dealing, trading, so you don't get stuck with something you don't want. Or
definitely getting cards out of your hand is to trade with other people.
Right. So
then you get cards that you can use.
Yeah. And we have a couple expansions for it to just add a couple little mechanics. Mm-hmm. But the base game is super fun to play. Like I said, we've had it for a long time. Well, it's been out for a long time. We've had it for a while, too. So
I think it also plays about 7 players. So if you're at a family reunion, get a couple younger kids, some of the adults.
Yeah, because, it only changes up by taking... Depending on the player count, you take out certain types of beans, and then you just play... But you play the same game, so it's really nice. And it plays multiple people. So if you're at a family gathering, you're at a picnic, boom. And it's just cards, and that's it. So... the next one. So the next one is kind of our another kind of a box type of game, not just cards and stuff. It's World's Fair 1893, and that's by Renegade Games. This is another game that's kind of new to us, but we actually just went to our local Ren Fair. Local?
Same
state. And we pulled it out and played it on kind of they had the tables set up, kind of the garden tables with like the mesh, wire mesh type of table. Nothing fell through it, but things you don't need you can just keep in the box. But it has a really cool Ferris wheel piece in the middle, and then some things around this Ferris wheel that you play cards to, and then you play little tokens to, and there's a mechanic that triggers the end of a round. And when this the little Ferris wheel cab gets all the way around, that triggers that. And then you do scoring of each of the little locations at the World's Fair. They deal with like mechanics, agriculture, technology. There's a couple other ones I can't remember what it is, but it has a really cool theme. There's cards that deal with inventors and stuff like that.
So there's
during
some
that
historical facts on the cards too, which are fun.
When you've scored a point or a time, when you're scoring a time, whoever has the most little tokens on that section gets to turn in some patent cards, and then it's a little bit of set collection as that goes. We can call it a little bit of area control, but it's not as take that as some other area control games. So I think it plays in 30, 40 minutes, and it scales okay. We played it at 2 players this last time. I kind of felt like things not neglected as it on certain parts of the board with just 2 players. With 4 players, you're kind of actively getting new cards on the board all the time. Everybody's kind of going for something maybe a little bit different. So
I prefer...
I'm blank there for a minute.
I prefer it at 4 players because there's more card turnover and there's maybe more competition between the different areas of the fair that you'd go to, sections of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, and then they take longer because the insert flips over to a 4-player side, and there's a little bit more meat to each round when there's more than 2 players. So, World's Fair, 1893. Go get that one too. There's an honorable mention one that I kind of have.
That's a bonus one.
Bonus! So the honorable mention is the Tiny Epic Games. So we didn't want to include it necessarily in, our 5 games that we thought were really good from our collection, really. But the Tiny Epic Games, the box is so small. It's, and doesn't take up a lot of room at all. But depending on the Tiny Epic game you get, there are a lot of pieces in some of them. Some of them, there's only a couple pieces per player. Some of them have more cards driven. A couple of them take up quite a bit of room on a table, or can take up quite a bit of room on a table. So that was kind of the one thing. Like if you know you're gonna have some space and you want a full game in a little box that you can take anywhere, definitely look into any of the Tiny Epic games. There's a theme out there for basically anybody in the board gaming community.
Yeah, the Tiny Epic games, there's a lot of game in a little box. There's a lot of complexity, a lot of strategy, but they all play pretty easy to pick up. Yeah. And
they're about an hour-ish game for some of them. So, and the Tiny Epic games are our Gamelyn games. I would go with Tiny Epic Galaxies or Tiny Epic Pirates, but what's your favorite one?
Tiny Epic Dinosaurs or the mechs, because
it's so cute.
I love the little robots.
So anyway, that's our 5 plus a bonus game or travel games. And like I said, you can take these basically anywhere you want. If you don't agree with any of our choices, definitely tell us in the comments.
But we'd also love to hear other travel games that you would recommend to us.
Yeah, because we do travel quite a bit, and we're always looking for new games. So put those in the comments too. Feel free to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Bing. And you maybe dinged anyways. I didn't have to make the noise, but I probably did. Anyway, do all that stuff, and you can hear and see future content from us. You'll always be in the loop. So one day we'll come up with a really good, trendy outro thing. So anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you back next time on House Rules.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.